most difficult thing I've ever done. It's brutal. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be a brutal season for everyone. And in fact, we were just shooting 2 nights ago into the morning, and so I'm still not quite adjusted to daytime.
The Chosen Season 5 has finally been released on the Chosen app too, but now, as you also heard from Jonathan, we're about to watch the hardest period in the life of Jesus in Season 6. And honestly, I'm not sure at all if I can even handle watching a season where Jonathan struggles this much. So if you'd like, let's take a look at how tough the filming of Season 6 has been for him, what he went through, and how he is doing right now. First, let me start with some good news. Since Season 6 filming is now finished, he has entered a period of rest, and honestly, he truly needed this. Because during filming, in one of his posts, he shared that the process had been really difficult, that there was still more suffering he had to endure, and that he had made huge sacrifices in order to reflect that suffering to us in the most genuine way. And he also said that he didn't even have the words to express what he had been through. So what I mean is, it really seems like Jonathan needs some time alone and space to recover. But what exactly was it that made things so hard for him? The first reason, of course, is carrying the burden of portraying Jesus, who is literally at the center of Jonathan's life and one of the greatest guides for him. So what did this burden make Jonathan feel? Let's hear it from him.
Unworthy, humbling, challenging. I'm constantly challenged by him and the character, and there's always this striving to be more like him in order to be able to play him.
Those are truly painful words to hear, but there is more, because Jonathan is someone who deeply understands the struggles that Jesus went through. So when he compares his own struggles to those of Jesus, I think it's completely normal that he feels this bad.
I'm saying these words, and hearing myself say them, I don't feel worthy to be saying them.
What really saddens me is that Jonathan doesn't even see it as his right to talk about his own struggles. Yes, he thinks this way because he compares them to the sufferings of Jesus, and I personally believe this is such a humble perspective. Just stop for a second and think about how much care and dedication Jonathan puts into playing this role for us. I truly believe that he deserves to see how valuable this work is, and it's up to us to show him. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this as well. Let's meet in the comments. Getting back to the point, let's now take a look at whether Jonathan managed to maintain that tough balance between his life on set and his personal life.
I think all of it, just trying to make sense of all of it and balance all of it, balance this, the responsibilities of the show with the rest of my life, with the asks and the requests and the other projects that I do. And
hearing this is honestly heartbreaking, but what could really be the thing that disrupted the balance between his personal life and his life in the series?
I'm having a hard time right now. Like, I was starting to feel panicked and overwhelmed, almost like I've only had one panic attack in my life, and it started to feel like it was creeping into that, and I didn't know what.
Panic attacks? I never thought Jonathan could struggle this much. It's unfortunately clear why the balance between his private and work life was broken, but when I think about how much respect he has for his work and how genuinely he gives himself to it, I honestly cannot imagine anyone other than Jonathan taking on such a challenge. What's even more upsetting is that his panic attacks didn't just happen during the crucifixion scenes of Season 6. Here's what happened on the Season 5 set.
I was sitting in the hair and makeup chair, and next thing I know, like I get these massive pains, like just shooting up into my ear, and I'm like, it's just anxiety. It's like, at one point I had heart palpitations. I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just, and I texted my spiritual director, who's in the other room, and he's like, I'm saying a rosary for you right now. And in 15 minutes, it all went away and everything was fine.
Fortunately, after the panic attack, the crew was able to help Jonathan calm down, but was this social support always available, or was Jonathan even in a position to receive it? Let's hear it from him.
To me, it was devastating, and I was depressed for most of the time we were filming it. And I think it was on set, people didn't know how to react to me. I kind of felt it was like
I was just shut down to everybody.
Unfortunately, as you might expect, Jonathan wasn't always able to get the social support he so desperately needed, and there were periods on set where he spent time in a depressive state, isolated from others. Even though he said this regarding season 5 and he hasn't made a similar statement for season 6, I'm sure he went through similar periods in season 6 as well, because the words he used to describe his experiences in season 6 really make my throat tighten.
Brutal is the word I think that comes to mind for how I would describe season 6. It's asking more of me physically, spiritually, emotionally.
You heard it right. The filming of season 6 was indeed as brutal as we thought, and the fact that the show demands more from him compared to previous seasons may also explain the degree of difficulty. If your heart can handle it, let's also look at Jonathan's other statements regarding the Crucifixion season.
Yeah, all of the Crucifixion. The 3 weeks we spent in Matera were probably 3 of the hardest weeks in my career.
I didn't hear it wrong, right? He really called it the hardest moments of his career. That's why we can never thank Jonathan enough for working with such dedication. But can Jonathan really continue playing Jesus? Here's what he said about this even before filming season 6.
This was the first time I ever had this, albeit fleeting thought, that I don't want to do this. I've never had that thought before until season 6 started to become, an inevitable reality.
After these words, and with season 6 completed, I'm really curious about Jonathan's current thoughts. But to reassure you, I want to say that Jonathan does have a way to cope with these challenges.
Self-emptying. It's basically it. Just get out of the way. Just get out of the way of the Spirit and let the Spirit move and direct me where it needs to go.
I believe this method, along with the rest he's gonna take now, will really do him good, and that he will continue to portray Jesus in The Chosen's season 7, the final season, with the same dedication and excitement. What do you think about Jonathan? If you were in his place, how would you handle such challenges? Let's meet in the comments. By the way, if you want to find out what's going to happen in season 2 of House of David, check this video.